was wild. Then I woke up to a gun to my head.
That's what you get when you pay people.
Yeah.
They can say good nothing.
I'm honored.
It don't cost anybody anything. And so because I almost put
co-ed homeschool, in school, or the parent being able to, school is just a way to learn how to cohabitate. So for those who cannot.
We don't want to make the same mistake.
Why is she running as an independent? And what was her previous affiliation? And why does she think? Welcome to Minister
Ben Willis
Blast Off
Podcast.
Uncut, unapologetic, straight with no chaser.
Like, comment, subscribe.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle, pay the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life.
Welcome to Minister Ben Willis Blast Off Podcast, uncut, unapologetic, straight with no chaser. Let me say something. We got someone here. She's a very important lady. She's a journalist. She's a mom. She's a motivator.
Wow.
Great speaker. Very conscious. And she's running for Congress. I'd like the viewing and listening audience to welcome Miss Ashley Banks.
Ashley Banks.
Miss Banks.
Yeah.
Well, hi, I'm Ashley Banks. No, I'm not from Bel Air, but I am from Chicago.
Okay.
And I am running for a 2nd Congressional District of Illinois for Congress. So thank you for having me.
And it's a pleasure. And these gentlemen here, these are my cohorts, and they can introduce themselves to you. Again, this is Miss Ashley Banks. And introduce yourself.
Miss Banks, my name is Ricky Lucas. I'm from the south side of Chicago. I grew up in Chicago. I moved to Arkansas, and I moved back to Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah. Me, I'm Amron Hammons. Nice to meet you. Miss Ashley Banks. Ammo Productions is my brand. I'm a designer. I'm an artist. I make music. Pioneer, athlete, scholar. And I'm here in Chicago, here today with you. And this is Ben Willis. Let them know about yourself, sir.
Let's see. What can I say? Nothing much. I just have a podcast.
All right.
That's what I'm doing.
This
I got great
This
people.
humble guy over here.
I got great people on the show with me.
Can I chime in?
Yeah,
You just showing yourself. No, Mr. Willis is not just a podcaster. He is a host.
Yeah.
He is an activist. He has been in the community for over, I'm going to say 20 years, just to give him a good little run. He is, like he said earlier, in the music industry, was in the music industry. I talk to him about music all the time. And so he has did some remarkable things. He speaks up for our community, and he makes sure he is unfiltered and ready to go at any time.
Ready to go. Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
See, that's what you get when you pay people.
Yeah.
They can say good things about you.
Right.
Okay, we're gonna get right into this because a friend of mine, Glenda Chess, she wanted me to ask you a question.
Sure.
And I said I would do that because we could just get that kicked off and get it started. Glenda Chess says,
Shout out to Glenda.
she said, I would like to ask Miss Banks, why is she running as an independent and what was her previous affiliation? And why does she think she can win when an independent has never won in Chicago or in Illinois?
Okay.
She said, I have more questions, but
Can we
need
start
to
with the
know
first one?
who she is.
Okay, let's start with the first one. Let me just reintroduce myself because I shortened it just so I can hear everybody else's name. Again, I'm Ashley Banks. And I am running for Congress, but I've been a journalist, photographer, radio host for the Ashley B Show on the FM and AM.
Right.
I've also been an activist since 18. I've been a CTA worker, Amazon worker. I was supposed to be the first Amazon woman president in Illinois until, well, I can't really disclose why that did not happen. But let's just say it didn't work out. I was in the works of getting a union within Amazon. Just didn't work out the way it was supposed to.
Right.
I have lived in areas such as Roseland, South Shore, I have traveled to 23 states. I used to be an Uber driver 10 plus years. So I have seen what they call the hood at night at all times.
Right.
I have had the opportunity to meet great people. There's always something good in Inglewood. That's where I, as a journalist, that's where most of my coverage was at. So I've had the opportunity to always be for the people, by the people, and with the people. So therefore, with that said, I decided to run because I'll give you a story. Back when I was about 12, I was on the block of 111th Place in Perry. We were playing. And one of the young boys, he was a dope dealer. I'm not ashamed to say that. And so he had a call, but we were playing, you know, and then so-called hoods, we could not go to certain blocks. You know, you had radius because there were gang like affiliated, like 3 blocks away. We had so that was the no zone. So all the kids, we played within the backyard. So this particular day, he went to the corner to do what he normally does. My neighbor came out, walked past me. I was counting 1, 2, 3 because we were playing hide go seek. And he walked up to him. They had an argument, and then he killed him right in front of me. I was the only witness. The thing about it, when the police came, it was 30 minutes later, I watched my friend there with the most gross scenery. Also, I've had a lot of crime within my life, meaning I've saw a lot of crime. My family was robbed, and I woke up to a gun to my head at 7. The police didn't do too much about that. So growing up, I used to also watch C-SPAN. I was not interested in the normal, so I don't think I was a normal child. And therefore, with me not being of the norm, I always be the difference. And so I feel like with me being the difference, with me about to be the first, and I'm gonna say I'm gonna win, with me about to be the first person to win. Therefore, that's one of the reasons why I decided to run. I also decided to run because I'm not scared to speak up. If anybody follow me on Facebook, it's Ashley Banks. On TikTok, it's Ashley Camp Counselor Banks. I'm part of a group, Fun Times on TikTok. And then on X, it's Banks for Illinois 2. That is my campaign page. I have had the opportunity to always talk to the people. I am a viral content creator with over almost 2 million views. I also have my own marketing company, Ashby Media Network, LLC, that's where I do what I need to do. Going back to why I decided to run. I decided to run is because I have seen almost every avenue of Chicago and Illinois. I used to live in Kankakee, Stager, Matson. I went to Creekmoney. So I am from District 2. I have the experience to be able to give others the experience that they deserve. Taxpayers do not deserve to be told what they should do with their taxes. They deserve to tell me what should be done because therefore they know what is good and what is best for their areas. Therefore, what makes me feel like I'm going to win? I think I answered most of the first 2. If I didn't, just let me know. I'll go back to it. What makes me think that I'm going to win? Most of the people in District 2, I know a lot of people, quite a few, because as a journalist, I went to high school, I went to Creekmoney Middle School, I went to Gumpers, Jesse Owens. I have been in different areas, so I have met a lot of people who are still there. I still go to events. I'm not biased. I like to support people because I am of the earth, within the earth, and therefore my social life is part of being an earthly person, a humanitarian. So therefore, I feel like I can win because I have something different. I have what we call experience.
It's a lot, it's a lot of, there's a lot of corruption and has a history of corruption in District 2. See, Robin Kelly is the
she's
right now
for a senator now, but she's dropping her position.
She's dropping out. Yeah, you had Jesse Jr. there, Mel Reynolds, Gus Savage. You got
Regis, you got Preston.
Yeah, and so we know what was going on with all of that. All kinds of corruption was going on through that.
Corruption.
Yeah. Oh yeah. District 2. What would you say about education? What would you think in reference to that? What are your ideas on that?
Look, that's one of my key points, my policies. Education should be versatile. I believe that there are a lot of people who, especially parents, who are educated, they have college education. So if a parent decides they want to homeschool their children, they should not be forced not to, because our schools are very overstimulated, meaning when kids go to school, they have to deal with different attitudes, different backgrounds. Some children don't have the mental health necessities to be able to socially come into the school and understand that they're within different people. It's not the same.
Yeah.
You're not going to have the same as your household or your sisters and brothers. People are not going to agree with you. And I try to tell students all the time, someone may not like you, but that does not devalue your worth. What it does is help you learn how to cohabitate. School is just a way to learn how to cohabitate. So for those who cannot be able to adjust to school, I would like to create a a law or a policy that allows the parents to be able to either do what I call a co-op. The co-op is there's a Zoom setup where their children are at school. They can see the teacher in the classroom with the children, and they can be able to be at home while still being taught if the parent is not able to be the educator in the household at the time.
Okay.
If the parent decides that they want to have their children at home, what they can do is I want to create an office here in Illinois where they will have guidelines, and they will be within the guidelines and be able to have a support system with their tax dollars. Remember, this is not my money. So this is tax dollars I'm trying to use. Their tax dollars, who are they? Everyone, because almost everyone pays taxes. There are 12 different tax brackets. A lot of people do not know that. We are all paying taxes. It doesn't have to be paycheck. It doesn't have to be real estate. It's other taxes. So we're all paying into it. So there's no such thing as no one paying taxes. I just want to get that out the way as well. But back to what I was saying, I do want people to, in education, be able to choose between co-ed homeschool, in school, or the parent being able to teach their child at home as long as they have the guidelines to be able to do that. So therefore their child or student, can transition back into school when they are ready mentally, physically, and emotionally.
And we start talking about the child care. Now, just child care itself is so expensive. Some people are paying $20,000 a year just on child care. I didn't know that.
That's a lot of money.
And if you make $40,000 a year, you take half of that is just going on child care. How would you go about that?
So I got a cool plan for child care, right? So what people don't know is some of these big companies, they actually get grants. I want to put an initiative to add an extra grant for the company to be able to build a child care center right next door. What does that do? It allows the parents to be able to drop their children off next door without having an excuse to why they can't be able to have to be able to come to work on time and be able to leave work extra time. And also I want it to be 24 hours because there are places like Amazon that are 24 hours.
Correct.
So we take that $20,000 per child and we put it next door and they would be able to, that's the company discretion. But if they want to take out their check, it will go just right next door. It'll be paid for. We'll have to worry about them traveling, being late, anything. So that's what I want to do with childcare. As far as the childcare job workforce, initiative. So with childcare also, I do want to say that and with the schooling, I want to try to actually pay the parent. What we would have got from them going to school, we will give the parent. So that way it will help with any type of food, resources, anything that they need. Right. Remember, I'm going to keep saying this. We're giving the money back to the people who put it in. So it's not mine to decide, you should get it or you shouldn't. What it is that if it would benefit the area, that's the issue. So will it benefit the area? And I think having a worker come on time and be less stressed about their children and be able to know where their children are and who's operating their children will cause less of a mental health to that parent and to the child, because the child's like, my mommy's next door. So they had that opportunity to be able to have that mental health go down and not worry about being effective.
Now you're talking about mental health now. They closed a lot of mental health facilities here in the city. What do you think about that? Because there's a lot of people walking around killing each other. And a lot of it don't be gang beasts or nothing like that. Some people just, are struggling with mental health issues.
I struggle with mental health.
Yeah.
I'm not going to even sugarcoat it.
So what can we do? What would you do?
As far as mental health is concerned?
Yeah, what would you propose?
So within Congress, I would probably make mental health mandatory, top priority.
Yes.
Because we always work on the physical, but without this, we cannot worry about this.
That's right.
And people always say, go to the gym. But if I don't have the ambition to go to the gym,
right,
how do I go to the gym?
That's right.
I was telling you earlier, I used to be 478.
Yeah, I remember.
It was just, I just had the moments where life was not going right for me. I had lost everything. I gained so much weight, overeating, never wanted to get up. Right. And so what happened was I decided, one day I just decided I'm tired of this.
Yes.
I had some great people. Mr. Willis was one of them who I would talk to about some of the things I had going on. And shout out to Mama Evelyn, who will be here soon.
Right, yeah.
And she gonna get down, y'all. She gets down.
Yeah, she's something else. Yeah,
she does so.
She is a fireball.
Mental health is a top priority for me. I will not even change. Yeah. It's not even gonna be bottom 3. It's gonna be top 3.
Excellent.
And how would you go about doing that and like assessing it in different situations, and everybody's health is different? How would you do that?
So let's talk about budget too. So because I am early within the campaign, when I get towards the actual election and towards getting into office, we have to look at budget first, right? And with us right now being at a $7 trillion deficit US, right?
Yeah.
And then also they're trying to take $5.9 trillion to go into that deficit, which leaves us with a $1.1 trillion deficit. What I would have to do is look into where the finances are at the time. But the goal is to allow people to have a PPO type of thing where they can go anywhere. Why are we limiting people? And so HMO and PPO, I know the reason it exists, but I don't think it's fair. Why do we limit where we go to the doctor?
And for the people out there don't know what PPO and HMO is, what is that?
Oh goodness, I don't know the actual acronym of the thing, but HMO is limited where you have a specific doctor within that network. Okay. And if you're at a network, you're paying more for your premiums, for your co-pays, because at a network is saying you want to go to a different doctor. But a lot of people don't have access to PPO. PPO is where you can almost go everywhere depending on if that doctor or that particular place that you're trying to go to, if they are accepting of that PPO. A lot of people are not aware that not all PPOs are accepted, even though it's PPO. Yeah. I want to make it where you can go anywhere. Why are we limited?
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of things, how would you, because a lot of people politically, when the political system, they don't too much think it's, they feel that people get in positions and then they forget about it. What are you going to do to promote? You got a lot of things ahead of you, but what are you going to do to build the confidence of the people that come out and vote for you, to get them to vote for you? What are you going to do to break that stigma when it comes
to my campaign slogan is, let's talk more action. The only thing I can do is show you. So right now what I'm doing is when people ask me about things, I try to show up, I support, I help with and I try to educate them as well. Education is very real. So the only thing that I could do right now is educate people on how to better themselves with, as far as anything, like with healthcare, if they don't understand or their representative who's supposed to help them don't understand, I will find out for them. But the goal is I don't want to talk too much. I just want to do the action, because the actions is what's proved that I really wanted to do it.
Exactly.
What's your concern about your seniors?
Okay, so I believe in the Senior Bill of Rights. There's a Senior Bill of Rights out right now that was headed by Coco, and I want that to go into play. That Bill of Rights gives seniors the opportunity to have protection from the very things that they are suffering from. Seniors are suffering from housing issues right now, abuse issues, Social Security deficits. So the problem is, why are we treating seniors who put all this money into the economy before I came? Why are we treating them like they don't deserve the refund? Let me explain what I noticed about the economy. The economy has this idea that, you put it in there, but you don't deserve the funds back. If a lot of factory workers, I know a lot of seniors worked in the factories or at the hard labor. So for me to work, example, if I was a senior and I worked hard every day at the steel mills, the factories, and I built America, the economy, and I put in. Now, why would I want to pay $300-400 in insurance? Why would I want to pay all this money for rent and taxes? Seniors should have priority and discounts, and I'm not just talking about Target or any of these beautiful stores. They should have discounts in their housing. you guys should have discounts and a lot of things that you do. We must respect seniors. And I think the respect for seniors has been lost because we get on our high horse and think, oh, well, they can't do nothing because we've already taken that money. That's not kind to anyone. And that's not reassuring that we care about each other in a humanity form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we, and thank you. I think we don't want to make the same mistake we made with the veterans versus the seniors. You know, because the veterans, when they came home from the war, some of them felt that they wasn't, you know, they were forgotten about. You know, they went out and they fought a war that this country wanted them to fight. And then when they got here, they were like, so what?
Right,
You
you don't even see them, like they don't even exist, and I have the same thing with seniors. You don't really see seniors unless it's early in the morning. They're at the store, and then they disappear. You don't see them in the evening time. You don't see them in the afternoon. But I went to the senior fest, and I was like 7,000 senior citizens rocking it out. And I looked at that and I said, wow, look at all these people. You wouldn't even think senior citizens exist. And the politicians were there because they know that the senior citizen block is a gold mine. And I mean, it's a gold mine. And they were there vibrant and doing some of everything. And I just sat there and looked like it was a good thing I went.
Right.
And it was amazing. And I said, okay, this is a strong block. The senior citizens is a strong block. And I said, at me being a senior, I wouldn't even know they exist. I mean, walking around every day, but we go to the Croc Center, you see a lot of senior citizens up there and everything.
Other than that, you really don't see seniors.
But you don't see them in public walking around.
Right.
And so you wouldn't think it, so they'd be forgotten.
Yeah, and the thing you want to do is you want to recognize them. You can't go door to door with every senior, but you can make sure the senior is being acknowledged because these guys are our future. So we have to pave something.
Yeah.
We have to have something set up where when they get to this point in life, they'll say, wow, this is, this country bagged at us. I went to school, I went to college, I did what I had to do, I took care of my family, I worked, I retired, and now I'm okay, instead of being in a position where you're not really sure.
Yeah, because it's amazing that seeing a young lady say, I'm going to run for Congress. It's like puzzling. Knowing you, and then you say, I'm running for Congress. And I'm like, what a step.
Yeah, that's stuff.
I mean, I don't know guys my age or younger that say, I'm running for Congress.
Yeah.
And so for a young African-American woman want to step forward and say, I want to change the conditions and have the strength, because you're going to have obstacles.
Ooh.
You got some obstacles ahead of you. You know what got some obstacles. But the thing is that you got some men that's behind you. And these guys are up here, right here. We behind you 100%.
Correct.
So no one's gonna mess with this sister here.
I appreciate that.
That's just all to it, because and this is where the what guys like Rick and I, the fruits of our labor, when we see the young people doing what y'all do.
Yeah.
That's my reward, to see y'all move on. We hand the baton off to you to move it forward. And
we want you all to be more aware, based on our experiences, what you're up against.
Yeah.
What you're up against. Not just the more knowledgeable of your challenge, the better you are. It's not like walking down the street and getting ready to cross the street, and you don't know that guy standing on the corner waiting to snatch your purse. You're gonna be more aware of what's going on in the political world.
Right.
You're not going in there, yeah, she's a young black woman, but no, she is aware of what y'all talking about, what y'all saying, and which direction y'all moving in. That's why I like when being brought up the educational system. Look at our educational system today. I mean, you know, it needs a lot of help because that's our future. The kindergarten today, the little kid that go to school today, that's the kindergarten, that doesn't have food in their house. Their mother can't afford it because of the epidemic of drugs we got in our community. How do we marvel that? How do we get past that? First, we got to recognize it's there.
Yeah.
You also got to see it as a problem too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking earlier. We're glamorizing too much.
Yeah.
We're glamorizing poverty. We're glamorizing clothing. We're glamorizing jewelry. We're glamorizing hurting each other. Look at the rap songs. Look at all the things that we're talking about. We need to stop glamorizing the very things that take us down. And I also want to say thank you to the veterans and thank you to the seniors before me. Because let me explain, without you guys, there would be no me, possibly, the way you guys fought for civil rights, which has been taken away from us. But I tell people, no worries, because the right leaders will just reenact all of those. Yeah. See, we get upset because, oh my God, he took away this, he took away that. It can be reinstated just like it can be taken away. The thing is, this culture is a fear attack culture. Everyone goes into fear. Oh my goodness, we're going to war. We've been going to war since the beginning of humanity. Why are we in fear?
Right.
We have applicable soldiers that can be able to fight those wars, and they are mentally ready. That's where a lot of our funding goes into, for them to be able to be ready and to have the proper military experience and vehicles and whatnot. I was trying to get the word, but we have the things in place. We just don't have the leaders who are not greedy and think it's about them after the election. And that's the issue. So as an independent candidate, that's why I'm independent. And no, I'm not going to any other party. And also, I'm not taking campaign donations or endorsements. Let me explain.
So how do you do that? Now that you got to explain to me. In politics, and you're not taking no donations, and
yes, sir.
Okay, how are you going to build a war chest against your competitors? Because you need money to do those things. How are you going to do that?
So I'm gonna ask you, do you know what I would need the money for? See, a lot of people think when they give the money, they think, oh, well, she might need it for clothing. Why would I ask you to pay me to get clothing that I can get myself?
Well, some people want their candidate to look fly.
Yeah.
I should have that here before. I shouldn't have asked for donations for that. That's just my opinion.
And then to campaign, you need campaign funds to to get the word out.
My company is a marketing company. For myself, I have reached over 2 million views on all platforms. And it is 1.7 million people in Chicago. And in my district, it is 900,000. So I'm not worried about the marketing aspect, but I am worried about taking money from people who are barely making it, who are losing their jobs, who are not being able to live in this economy, who are paying $1,500 in rent. Why would I ask my constituents to pay me in millions while they are struggling? That's not fair for no one.
I think, and you got a good hard concept in that.
I have God.
But I also believe that if I know my money going in the right direction and I can trust a person, I'm more than ever, because it would be senseless for me to think that if I wanted to get you in office, it wouldn't cost me no money. You know, it would be senseless for me to think that.
Well, that's what they want you to think. There's about a couple of candidates within the history of election that did not do it. They were millionaires already, but I'm the type of person, faith without works is what they say dead. God is my provider. Why would I not think that if I decide to take this step and with the response that I have gotten, that my God would not take me where I need to go? But how do I looking at you, not saying you're struggling, Mr. Ricky, but how do I feel if I'm asking you to pay me and you're struggling and you see me got $1 million in my bank account and you're not eating? What type of candidate would allow that?
Yeah, I mean, and when we start talking money, we start talking money issues and things of that nature. I'm listening to you and everything. I've been doing this show now for a few years now, and I got to pay for this. And I've had people that wanted to come on the show and they wanted me to pay them. And I was like, you out of your damn mind.
Right.
I ain't paying you nothing.
Exactly.
I'm paying for you to sit here and get whatever you got. It don't cost nobody nothing.
I'm honored to be here.
It don't cost anybody anything. And so, because I almost feel embarrassed. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
You know, because I know other people that had their podcasts and stuff like that. You got to pay to come on their show.
Yes, sir.
And I feel like embarrassed to ask or do that. I kind of know where you're coming from in that sense. And because it's a bigger picture.
Yes, sir.
I have a higher level for me for doing this. I've had people ask me, you know, why are you doing this? And you're going to have those naysayers on the side, but they don't understand. You know, they don't understand. But yeah, this time is going by fast. But I want to say this, Ashley, and it just shows what she's talking about and everything. I witnessed it today. We're all getting ready. We got to go. Cause I done reached out to Rick. I done reached out to you. 3 days ago, I done told y'all a week or two ago about the show we're gonna do today, and so I always touch base with everybody the day before and then the day of. And then when you say, hey, you know, I'm gonna be a little late, I'm like, okay, she's gonna be late. It's almost time to go. So I text you. I said, I'm en route. I text you. Say, yeah, I'm en route too. I know he's on the move. And you said, I'm gonna text you, let you know when I'm on my way. I'm like, I'm downtown now, you know, in that traffic, right? And you said, I'm coming. I said, I'm gonna be there. I'm like, I don't know if she gonna make it. And I was like, you might want to sit this one out. Because of coming from the south side, you're in Chicago, it's nice outside, it's 80 plus degrees, so it's Saturday afternoon, you got so much going on downtown Chicago, north side, all over the place. It's crowded, and we know how the traffic is. And you taking the initiative to get here and here, it's amazing.
Let me say this, I care about your time. You know, I care about the fact that you thought to put me on your show. And that's how I'm going to show up for my constituents. You may think I'm not going to get this, but that doesn't mean, let me tell you what was in my head. The voice in my head said, go. Don't stop.
Right.
Don't give up.
Right.
Go.
Yeah.
And I said, Mr. Willis, I'm going to be there before 2:45.
You told me that. You told me, and I'm like, how's she gonna do that? Y'all called me and say, where you at? I said, I'm just a couple of minutes away. Yeah. And you said, I'm downtown. I'm like, I don't know how she gonna make it.
I made it.
And the thing is that, and when you talk about talking it, and then they say, don't talk about it, be about it.
Correct.
That's what you want your candidates to be. You want them to be about that action. And you know, you about that action.
I stood on everything I said.
You stood on business.
Yes, sir.
And the thing is that's very impressive to me. And I want the viewing and listening audience to. Now, when will you be able to get on the ballot?
So my petition circulate in February 25th.
Why they have you do that late?
Because unfortunately, independent candidates, we do not have the opportunity to roll with the Democrat and Republicans because they have the primary. I am in the general election. Okay. So right now they're collecting their signatures to see who's going to run versus me. Okay. So that's the catch. And I am the only independent candidate. So I will be running against whomever they pick, whomever you guys pick in the primary. And therefore, it will be 3 or whomever is a write-in or decides to be an independent if they come in within that time. I have to have my petitions finished and into Washington, not Illinois. I have to go because I'm federal. I have to go to Washington or have it mailed, but I'm going to go to Washington and make sure they are in there. Because you got to make sure, okay? Right. You got to make sure that it gets there. But I have up until May. So after May, once I'm on the ballot, then That's when y'all really gonna see me in action. Y'all gonna see if I'm invited to a debate, because naturally they're probably gonna try to do that. They're gonna be like, oh, she don't have what we have. She didn't take no campaign donations. Oh, we know we can get her. Actually, they don't know. I went to DePaul University. I studied international businesses, 3 languages. I'm now at Olive Harvey under journalism, and I'm about to graduate. Next year I will be graduating with a dual degree from DePaul and Olive Harvey. So if I can do that, run for Congress, watch out, because I'm not scared of no one but God.
That's right. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
I feel nothing but God.
And it's about where you going and what you up against. You know, you will be able to get in there with him, because one of the things they're gonna try to do, your component's gonna try to shake you up. They want to shake you up. They don't want you to have the heart that you showed up today, that you experienced.
Because they don't have the heart.
Yeah.
There it is right there.
Yeah.
They don't have the heart. But guess what?
Right,
and I'm going to end it out. I have the heart because I survived so much. I survived almost getting killed. I survived over 50 procedures because I have a condition that's very rare. It was number 3 in the world and number 1 in Illinois. And I'm going to talk about that when we talk about health, when I get on those panels about the health and the health industry and stuff and that sort. So I have a very impactful story that I believe can help everyone. And I have seen all avenues. And again, I fear nothing but God. I'm going to say that one more time.
But that, and what I want to say to you is that, you know, to the viewing and listening audience and to young ladies that are looking at you, that you inspire them. You don't know that you're an inspiration to young ladies and young black girls that say, I could probably do that too.
And mothers too.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
I'm a mother.
Definitely. So it is an inspiration. Actually, it's about that time that we, you know, they say, you know, when you're having fun, the time flies.
Come to an end.
You know, is getting to that time, and you know, I'm very proud of you. I am extremely proud of you. You know, you got my back at 150%. You can always come on the show. Always.
I would love to chop it up with you.
Anything, you know, because we was talking about all kinds of stuff earlier. We was talking about it's okay for, what we talking about? We say,
I think they gotta watch it.
Is it okay to lie to your woman?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
You know,
y'all would love to have me on.
You know, it's okay to lie to your woman and everything else. And where's my man there? Where he over there hiding somewhere? But he said, I lie, I cheat on her and lie. You know,
all he doing is teach you how to do the same thing.
But that's what I told him. I say every woman got a roster.
Yeah, I think we this show here, we bring it out. We bring it out. We bring out stuff that people don't talk about.
They don't talk
Bring me
about.
on here. When it comes to relationships, I get down.
Yeah, well, you know what? You got to come on the next time we talk. It's my show is uncut, unapologetic, straight with no shit. But anyway, it's time for us to get out of here. You know, I love the guest,
Ashley Banks.
Miss Ashley Banks. I want to. Oh boy,
thank you.
We got you. You know, we're with you 100%. We backing you. This show got your back. Brother Amron, Brother Rick, y'all tell us what y'all got going on and things like that. Shoot.
I got I'm doing a thing over in the senior building, bringing the senior community together, because you got senior buildings where you got people go in senior buildings and they go in a room and they don't be community-like with each other. So we coming up with events to get the people to come downstairs, get them more educated at being a part of the society they in.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what I'm doing.
Yep, Amron, MO Productions, MO Prod on Instagram. We doing taking pictures and videos this month and next month, helping people have the show their businesses, have people show their pages, their LLCs, all of the above. We taking pictures and doing designs for businesses and programs this month and next month.
I meant to say, I forgot to say, I'm a rapper too. Last year I was on Rolling Stones, Headlights. I had Caribbean Music Awards, my song Shadows, and now they're gonna be like, oh, she was a rapper, so I know about music industry too.
Yeah. You know, we're gonna we got some more stuff coming these months coming on.
Yeah.
And we have Mother Evelyn on in November. And you know, I just want to say to the viewing and listening audience, thank you. For support. I mean, because I got great viewing and listening audience. They just back me, you know, and I really appreciate that. And I really appreciate being in a company of great people. Give a shout out to the producer, Luke.
Shout out to Luke.
Shout out to Luke.
Yeah, Luke.
Fantastic guy.
Yeah.
Tom, give you a shout out.
Shout out to
great,
Tom.
great man. And so that's Mr. Ben Willis Blast Off Podcast. Uncut, unapologetic, straight with no chaser. Take care and see you soon.
Yep.
Yes.
Take
yes.
care.
All my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why all my life, I've been grinding all my life. Look, all my life, been grinding all my life. Sacrifice, hustle paid the price. Want a slice, got to roll the dice. That's why